We've spent the past few days camped at FW Kent, just outside of Iowa City. But today we're continuing our journey west along US Highway 6. We'd only been driving for about half an hour when we saw a sign for Brooklyn and the label Community of Flags. And this being the week before Memorial Day, we decided to check it out. Pretty little town. Hey everyone, welcome. If you're just joining us, we're currently on a 3-week trip exploring Iowa. We're trying to find as many interesting and unique places as we can, and we're discovering that Iowa has a lot of those. Oh, there's the historical marker right there. Boyhood home of John Wayne. We'll see if we could loop back around. Oh, there it is.
Place to park.
Right here.
Oh, I guess there is. I found it.
We're not sure exactly how many flags are in this display. There is one for each state and each branch of the service, and first responders such as police, fire, and EMS. There are also 2 America 250 flags. The centerpiece is a 20 by 38 foot U.S. flag flying on an 80-foot pole. The display was built by volunteers and opened in 1992. See if you can find Indiana's flag. Indiana right there in the middle. In 2022, a memorial to Harold Pye Keller was installed. We thought this was a fascinating story, and we learned a few things doing our own research. Most of us are probably familiar with the famous photo raising the flag on Iwo Jima, taken by photographer Joe Rosenthal. What we didn't know is that this was actually the second flag raised that morning. On February 23, 1945, the battalion fought their way up Mount Suribachi, gaining control mid-morning. The first flag was raised about 10:30 in the morning to triumphant cheers. About 2 hours later, though, it was decided that a larger flag needed to be placed to provide inspiration and motivation for the Marines that were still fighting to take the island. The famous picture is of this second flag raising, and this is where there was a lot of confusion. When several of the participants were interviewed later that year, they identified the 6 people in the photo, but a follow-up investigation that concluded in 1947 determined that one of the names was incorrect. A correction was made, and these 6 names stood as fact until the year 2016. I'm not sure what led to that investigation, but it was determined again that one of the people identified was not in the photo, and so a correction was made. And then finally, in 2019, a third investigation by the Marine Corps determined that there was an additional mistake. The soldier originally identified as Rene Gagnon was actually Harold Keller. Gagnon was one of the original people interviewed back in 1945 to determine who was in the photo. I don't think it was necessarily intentional or deliberate misinformation, but just a result of the confusion of the moment. This was the culmination of a 4-day assault to take this mountain, and thousands of Marines had been injured or killed. The patrol that was assigned to the flag raising was 40 men. There are probably numerous photos being taken during this process of removing the first flag and placing the second flag. Gagnon was part of the patrol that was sent up to replace the flag, but it was later determined that he was actually taking the first flag down at the time that the photo was taken. From the research I've done, it sounds like Keller had maybe mentioned a few times that he was there and was possibly one of the flag raisers, but it was never something that he made a big deal about. And that was true for many of the people that were later identified as being in the picture. It wasn't something they boasted about. The building right behind the memorial is a museum, and about a block down the road is the Community of Flags store. All the proceeds from the store go to maintain the display. Another attraction here is John Wayne's boyhood home, so we stopped for a minute to take a look at that before leaving town. We made a brief stop in Pella, Iowa, home to one of the largest working windmills in North America. The windmill was built in the Netherlands and was disassembled and brought here in 2002. The town of Pella was established by Dutch immigrants. There are lots of historical sites to visit here, and we just missed tulip time. Some of the foods Pella is known for are their Dutch letter pastries and bologna. If you're familiar with Vermeer equipment, their plant is located here, and the Vermeer family has played a big role in the development of Pella. Do you want to climb it?
Right behind you, babe.
I don't know. That is way higher than the one. Yes, but no. I'm having anxiety. Just looking at it. This is the Cordova Observation Tower at Lake Red Rock, right outside of Pella. Continuing west, we made another quick stop in the town of Winterset, which is home to the John Wayne Birthplace Museum. The museum has a free section and a paid section if you want to see more of the movie memorabilia. John Wayne's birthplace home sits on a corner behind the museum. With paid entrance to the museum, you can also take a tour of the home. Behind the museum on another corner, we spotted our first Freedom Rock. If you haven't heard of Iowa's Freedom Rocks before, be sure to subscribe. We're going to tell you more about these in a future video. There is something else that the town of Winterset is known for. Winterset is also the setting of the 1992 best-selling novel by writer Robert James Waller, The Bridges of Madison County. The book was such a hit that in 1995 it was made into a movie starring Meryl Streep and Clint Eastwood. The movie was filmed here in Winterset as well, and on Winterset's tourism page, you can find a map of all of the covered bridges in Madison County, as well as specific sites from the movie.
Think light, Heckenbach, think light.
From here, we made our way north to Swede County Park, which is just outside of Des Moines. This was a really cool little county park. We'll tell you more about it in the next video. We hope you enjoyed coming along and learning with us today. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.